credit where credit is due. This government has done more than any other in the last 25 years in moving away from a temporary resident worker society. However, there is an argument that they need to go further. Many of you have left questions on the channel regarding the recent 482 and 186 changes, such as why do you need a sponsor to get to the PR stage, and why is the 45 age limit staying in place? Surely people who have proved they fit into the community, worked hard, obeyed the law and settled well, there can be a place for them. I mean, they're already here, not taking anyone's job or place to live. They are contributing members of society, improving the quality of life for those who have the luxury of permanent residency or citizenship. Australia needs to move away from this self-serving user mentality of utilising temporary workers and then throwing them into the junk pile when they get too old, or their employer goes bust, or perhaps they've just made their wrong visa choices in the past. There is an argument that after a significant time of being in Australia, these people are already absorbed. They are part of this country and its culture, possibly raising their children here and making a difference in their own individual capacity. Tonight we bring you a story of such an absorbed family into our Australian community. It's a touching story of a family who have spent 14 years in Australia on various temporary visas. The parents were out there working during the pandemic while most of us were forced into lockdowns, with Mum Layla, who is an assistant nurse looking after the elderly in aged care centres, and Dad Cliven driving trucks around the countryside to make sure people did not starve. They have two young girls, the youngest who is still at high school and the oldest studying biomedical engineering at the University of Sydney. The congregation at the Catholic Church in Wentworthville has rallied to support them upon hearing their final application to stay in Australia is before the Minister Andrew Giles. The broader community too have joined a petition to keep them in Australia. The children have spent their formative lives here, but sadly there is no visa pathway for them to gain permanent residency. They are as Australian as the rest of us, but they were just not born here to be able to stay. Previously, we have covered stories about Australian citizen children struggling to keep their parents in Australia. If you missed those, you can find links at the end of this video. This story is effectively the same. They have been absorbed well into the community, worked hard and contributed, and just asking for a chance to remain in the place they call home. Tonight I'm talking with the Cliven family and the Sacramental Coordinator Paola Evans of the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Catholic Church in Wentworthville. The church has rallied behind this family and given them incredible support. When they heard it was possible, the whole family could be sent back. First, let's meet the girls, Anne-Maria and Anne Sapna. Anne-Maria, how old were you when you first came to Australia?
I was 8, about to turn 9. So I've been here 10 years now.
And do you still have memories of India, or is it all in the past now?
It's like a massive part of it. It's like all a bit fuzzy. Like most of my memories are here, or nearly all of them are here. So because we both came here at such a young age, so there's not much memories that we have in India.
And Anne Sapna, how old were you when you arrived?
I was 5, like a month shy of 6.
So I guess you hardly have any memories before you came to Australia.
Yeah, it's like little bits and pieces from India, and that's about it.
So what would you like to do when you finish high school then?
Well, right now I'm in year 10. We're choosing our subjects for senior years, and I want to pursue engineering, probably like more related to like building, construction, that kind of stuff. And I still want to go to like university and pursue that kind of career path.
That's great. We need all the construction professionals we can get our hands on. And you have a lot of community support. Tell us about the type of support you have right now.
We've got incredible community support, especially from our parish community. The first thing that we did the day after, because we came at night, so the morning of, I remember going to church. That's like the very first thing that we did in Australia. And it's just been incredible to have community support from the parish. They started the petition for us on our behalf. And it's at almost 9,000 signatures, which is just unthinkable. And it's something that we didn't have when we went for ministerial intervention last time.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
we got support from our teachers. In high school, I got support from our high school teachers and friends. So it's just been amazing. And primary school, yeah. So it's just like the relationships that we've like built, they've like all like given back to us, and it's just been incredible, like having that support.
And Paola is with us, and she is the one arranging the support drive, you might say, of their Catholic Church in Wentworthville, Sydney, as well as sharing some of her memories and experience in getting to know the Cliven family. Paola, the girls must have been so young when they first came along to church 14 years ago.
The girls, oh gosh, they're absolutely delightful. They're so sweet and charming, but they're also very funny. So they've got their own cheeky little personality as well. But our community has watched them grow.
Yeah.
We've seen them from when they were, just little girls, and now we're watching them, and they're so well educated and so earnest in forming a future here. But they still maintain just that delightful nature that Cliven and Layla have as well, of being just very sweet and just beautiful, beautiful people.
And how does the family feel receiving all this wonderful support?
Like back in 2019, when I read like their letters from my teachers, I was like so touched that they would think of me in like such a way, and I was like really happy that they would like write about me like that. And like it made me really feel loved and like appreciated within the community, and I was really, really happy.
Gosh, you're so lucky to experience the best of the spirit Australia has to offer. Most of us go through life never experiencing that firsthand. We go through school and we take for granted what we have here, but you guys get to feel it directly. It's a wonderful thing to be able to experience that. And Paola, you were the one who organised a petition for the parish church members to sign. Tell us about that.
The petition, we had it in the church on that first week. I only printed out 10 pages for petitions, but all the pages were signed immediately. We had to keep printing out more papers for people to sign.
And then after the paper petition came the online one. And how has that panned out so far?
After a mass, we walked out, and the priest during the mass like told everyone about the petition, told everyone to sign it. And when we walked out, there was this massive line of people in front of the table all signing, and we were like, oh, wow. We were like so shocked that we actually stayed inside. No one see us for a bit.
Yeah, it
was like amazing. It was so heartwarming to see.
So where is the petition up to now? How many signatures have you obtained?
The online petition, that just skyrocketed. We couldn't believe how much interest there was in that petition. But I think it's because it touches people's heart, especially when you read a little bit about the Cliven family, when you read that they've been here for so long, contributing to the Australian community, it really breaks your heart to know that they could get sent back at any time.
And by the way, for our viewers, we'll leave a link to that petition in the description of this one. Paola, you've seen how difficult it's been for the family. What do you think has been the hardest aspect of all?
That they have no certainty, that they can't plan for a future with their children. They just can't do that. So all of these things that we take for granted, they just can't do it. And they've been here for so long that it just doesn't make sense that they're not permitted to stay.
But many people would say there's plenty of people like the Cliven family in Australia. What makes them so special?
That's a fair enough question. There would be a lot of people who want this as well. Why this one is different is because they've been here 14 years. They've been working here. They've been paying taxes here. They've been contributing to not just our parish community, but other communities as well. They've raised their family here. They are hardworking, pleasant, quiet, families. We used to have a saying, I don't know if you remember, Carl, we used to have a saying that they're quiet achievers. I don't know, I think maybe a big oil company took it, but we knew that as to be an Australian as a quiet achiever it means like you just put your head down and you just do the job, and you don't expect thanks, you don't expect reward or even acknowledgement. You just get in there and you just do the work. And in Layla and Cliven's case, that's what they've done. They just get in here and they just raise a family, a beautiful family. They don't expect handouts. They don't expect assistance. They've never received anything. They're law-abiding, they're hard-working citizens, and that's probably one of the best reasons to keep them in Australia, is because they've worked so hard to be here.
And girls, how would you feel if you were forced to leave Australia?
I really hope I do get to stay here, because I can't imagine how different my life would have been if I had stayed in India and didn't come here. Like the amount of people that I've met, the opinions I've like heard about, and like everyone's different views of life. It's just amazing. Like, I don't know, I couldn't imagine like a different person that I could be than that one I am today. And like everyone in our community has built me up like to be the person I am. And I'm just like so grateful for that. And I couldn't just imagine a different life. And like, I'm just so happy to have like the friends that I do and the parish and the community that I do, and like teachers that are constantly like building me up and making me better. And I wouldn't want to go back and stray away from that life. I just want to stay here and continue to be with those people.
And Anne-Maria, what would you like to say to the minister if you got the chance?
Oh, to Minister Giles, all we're looking for is just certainty for tomorrow. Certainty that we'd be able to continue the life that we've built on for 10 years for me and my sister, and for 14 years for my parents, and the chance to be able to continue and give back to our community like they've given to us, especially during the past 2-3 months. That's like all we're asking for.
And how about Mum and Dad?
Grandest, yeah, we can contribute a lot to the community. Then I can like guarantee that even my younger one, she wants to do architecture. That's a great ambition.
And we thank you for all the support and the good work you've given to the Australian community. And I know that through your work in the aged care, Layla, you've caught the coronavirus and passed it on to the whole family.
But when during COVID came, it was really scary for us, because not only we are risking our life of our family as well. Once we get a COVID from workplace, we exposed to our family as well. I did it twice already. Even 1 week ago, I got it from my workplace. All got COVID at home.
Wow, that's such a relief that you survived those exposures. Now, Paola, I'll give you the final say tonight as an Australian citizen that has not really been exposed to many difficult migration situations before, like the Cliven family is facing, and as a typical representative of the church parish members. Why do you feel it's in the public interest to keep the Cliven family here in Australia?
First, to keep hardworking, generous, peaceful people in its borders. I think that it's in Australia's public interest to encourage people like the Cliven family to come, to stay, and to continue contributing to Australia.
Thanks so much, Paola, and your church and parish members who have given so much to this family. It's great to see the Australian spirit alive and well. There are a lot of people working hard to do their best so the whole family can stay here in the place they call home.
I know you guys
Many
have
late nights.
yeah, very many late nights working, especially in the lead up to the application before our British visa expired. That was just hectic, and I know it was even more hectic for you guys.
Yeah.
It was just like a massive thank you.
That was our first experience in Australia, and someone is working for us.
That was just like I
For
know
you guys,
I-
really wonderful.
yeah, and
Like never thank you enough.
yeah,
Honestly.
we've obviously been here for a while, so on different visas. So that was with like different lawyers, and I can say that none of them have been this good. Like you guys have just put so much into this case. It's just incredible.
Even in the middle of the night.
Even
When I sleep at least 1 to 2 hours. You people are still
Up
working
at
on it
30 working.
from bottom of our heart. We're really grateful to you. You're doing a very great job. It's really appreciated.
From like all the lawyers that we've had in the past, like we've never seen
Seen
such
kind of support,
dedication
yeah.
and support. It's just amazing.
Thanks to all of you, and we appreciate those kind words and feedback. The Clivens Family Minister Intervention application is now sitting in his office, somewhere amongst all the thousands of other files. There is a place in Australia for families like the Clivens, and we should be grateful to even have their hard-working contributions over the last 14 years, and particularly during the difficult pandemic period. There should also be an avenue for all children who spend most of their childhood and education here to be allowed to continue to call Australia home. A special absorbed persons visa category does exist in the Migration Act, but it's so out of date that it is rarely used now. It can be easily modified to suit people like the Cliven family. Clearly there is space in the community's heart to do so. Now politicians just need to demonstrate that spirit as well.